Have you ever used AI and just gotten blah results? Generic, kind of boring, not really helpful? Well, you're definitely not alone. But what if I told you there's a clear roadmap to go from being a casual user to getting ahead of pretty much everyone else? In this explainer, we're going to break down a 30-day plan to do exactly that. And we'll start with the single biggest mistake most people are making. Now, that might sound a little harsh, but it's the absolute truth. Most people are using AI the wrong way. They're coming at it with a totally flawed mental model, and that's why they get those frustrating generic results. And honestly, that's great news for you. Because it means with just a simple shift in your thinking, you can leapfrog almost everybody. Because what's happening right now is this massive skill gap is opening up. On one side, you've got 99% of users who think AI is a fun but kind of limited toy. And on the other side, you have that top 1%, the power users. They treat it like a strategic partner, and they get these incredible, specific outputs. This right here, this is your bridge from the 99% to the 1%. So this isn't just going to be some random list of tips. This is a structured 30-day journey. We're going to break it all down week by week, starting with the most important part of all, learning to speak the language the machine actually understands. Okay, so week 1 is all about a huge shift in your perspective. You've got to stop treating AI like it's a human colleague and start understanding how it actually thinks. Seriously, this is the key that unlocks everything else. Just look at this phrase for a second. Humpty Dumpty sat on a. Before you even had to think about it, your brain just served up the next word, didn't it? It predicted wall. And why? Not because your brain deeply understands the philosophical meaning of the nursery rhyme. Nope. It's because it has processed that sequence of words so many times that wall is just the most statistically likely word to come next. And that right there is a perfect illustration of how AI works. An AI like ChatGPT is basically a hyper-advanced prediction machine. It's like autocomplete on a cosmic scale. It takes your words, breaks them into little pieces called tokens, and then just calculates the most probable next token based on all the data it's been trained on. It doesn't comprehend anything, it predicts. And that's why vague prompts get you vague, useless guesses. But if you learn to speak its language, let's call it machine English, you can guide its predictions. So how do you actually do that? Well, your first tool is the AIM framework. It's a super simple structure for giving the AI the sharp constraints it needs to make way better predictions. You give it an actor, like a persona to adopt. You give it the input, the raw data it needs to work with, and you give it a clear mission, a very precise goal. Let's see what that looks like in the real world. This makes the difference so clear it's almost funny. Fix my resume. I mean, what is the AI supposed to do with that? It's just guessing. But look at the AIM prompt. It's night and day. We give it an expert actor, we provide the crucial input, the resume and the job description, and we give it a super specific mission for 10 ideas. The result you get isn't just a little bit better, it's the difference between a generic template and personalized career coaching. Okay, you've mastered the language in week 1. Awesome. Now, for weeks 2 and 3, we're going to level up. We're moving from just single structured prompts to building a sophisticated, ongoing dialogue with the AI. To build a real dialogue, we have to give the AI context. So think of it like this. AIM helps you craft one perfect instruction. MA helps the AI remember that instruction and build on it. M is for memory, using your chat history. A is for assets, grounding it with your own files. Then your prompt becomes a strategic move inside a much bigger conversation. And this leads to another really critical mindset shift. If you're using these frameworks and you're still getting weak results, the problem isn't the AI, it's your own thinking. Prompting isn't just about typing, it's really the act of debugging your own thought process in real time. But don't worry, we've got some cheat codes to help you do just that. The first one forces the AI to show its work. It's like telling a math student, don't just give me the answer, show me your reasoning. This way, you can see if it's making a bad assumption early on and correct its course before it's too late. Okay, this second one is an absolute game changer. You're flipping the script and telling the AI to interview you. This forces you to face any fuzzy parts of your own request. By answering its questions, you're not just helping the AI, you're actually refining your own objective. And the third cheat code might be the most direct of all. You're basically asking the AI to be your personal prompt writing coach. It looks at your question and suggests better ways to ask it. This creates this incredible feedback loop where every single prompt you write becomes a lesson in how to write the next one even better.
Next up, you need to pull the AI away from just giving you average answers. Instead of a generic question, you steer it towards the sharpest parts of its knowledge by pointing it to specific experts. But here's the real pro move. If you don't know who the experts are, your first prompt should be, list the top 5 experts on innovation for me. The AI literally gives you the ammunition, and then you use it in your next prompt.
Now, even with all these great techniques, AIs can still hallucinate, just make stuff up. So this part is crucial. You have to verify. This 5-point checklist is your defense system. Make it list its assumptions, demand sources, ask for counter evidence, audit its math, and my personal favorite, have a different AI model critique its answer. This is how you separate real intelligence from just an illusion.
So by now, you're getting accurate, well-sourced answers. You're in the top tier. For the final week, we're moving to the highest level of skill, developing taste. This is where you go beyond just getting correct answers, and you start crafting output that is original, insightful, and sounds uniquely like you. And for that, we use the Ocean framework as our guide. You push for originality. Is there a non-obvious idea here? You demand that it's concrete, with real names and numbers. You make sure the reasoning is evident, so you can see its logic. You make it assertive, forcing it to take a clear stance. And finally, you have it weave everything into a compelling narrative. When you do this, the AI stops being a simple content machine and becomes a true sparring partner for your best ideas.
So, after these 30 days, you're going to have a completely new relationship with AI. It's a real partnership. But the biggest change isn't just about the tool, it's about you, the user.
This right here is the most powerful takeaway of all. Every single time you craft a sharp prompt or debug an output or push for a more original idea, you're not just training the model. You are training yourself. You're sharpening your own thinking, clarifying your own goals, and training yourself to be a more rigorous and creative thinker. And that leads to a really optimistic vision for the future, right? The ultimate goal of this technology isn't to replace what we do. It's to augment our abilities, automate all the boring stuff, and free us up to focus on the deeply human work of strategy, creativity, and connection. So, the only question left is this. You now have the roadmap to form a powerful partnership with this incredible technology. What will you choose to build together?